is. But in the meantime, we shall slowly but surely be learning.
I mean, to be fair, I played on the team for 2 years, and I still have a hard time remembering what even the maps are. So I don't blame you one bit.
All right.
But let's see if our Oasis here can be a little bit better than last time.
Yeah, so St. Clair coming off a rough loss there to Bronco Esports. If you're just joining us, like
that's what you don't like to see.
We've got a Farah into this comp. Do you really have anything to answer said Farah in this comp?
So what you should see a lot of, and it's something that I really have iterated to Crypt a lot, is really utilizing his shield to remove them from the game. Because if you can cut off that pharmacy damage with a Sigma right click, like you're effectively removing 2 people with 1 ability. But it's easier said than done. Absolutely, it's definitely a hard thing to pick up. It's a hard mechanic to understand, but if it's one you can master, it's honestly it's what separates the good the good Sigmas from the great Sigmas.
Fair enough. Now, after having such a rough first match, the way this match or the second match is going is definitely going to hurt Saints' momentum. Yeah. After losing that, essentially because I couldn't deal with Saint Farah very well. But
these supports getting really fast ult charges here, really good. And right there's another example of what was happening to them last game, where they get somebody low and then they switch targets.
Yeah, because that Sigma got away just barely, but at least Wallow was able to get the secured kill onto White Give, the Farah. So the big nuisance out of the way. That is a Death Blossom coming out from the side of NYU, and that is going to be another wipe here for the Ultraviolets.
Dude.
Okay, let's try this again. We've got the damage orb coming in because that orb does not care about your shield at all.
It just goes right through the shield, does a bunch of damage, gives her a bunch of ult charge, and then they bongo into her ult. And that's just a really devastating combo. A lot of damage coming out there. Big rock from Crypt, almost taking down the Reaper.
Nobody there to follow up, unfortunately. He was down to easily a quarter health, and White Give is just going to pick Crypt for free.
That Farah's just got
uncontested Farah.
Yeah, that Farah's just got free reign right now. He's just owned Saints. He puts the Saints where he wants them, and then just rains down the fire.
Nicely. Jub went over to McCree. Obviously, when you see the Farah, you think, oh, just go hit scan or forehead, right? But it's not as easy as it may seem, as we're hitting 95%. And Saints aren't anywhere near the point. They need some sort of boost, and Lucio's going to fire away, but it is not close whatsoever.
No, that was a tough one for Saints Gaming.
Yeah, so things definitely looking rough for St. Clair. Troubles from the last match seeming to loom, or the momentum's just at a dead halt, but a very nice start to the match for the New York Ultraviolets, or New York University Ultraviolets, rather. As Jarinki, Rain, Grace, Mario, Bentonark, and White Give have been doing fantastic to start this game off.
All right, here we are getting into the second point here on Oasis.
And that's a switch. So this time we've got ourselves Wallace Hanzo, and we have a Farah coming out. White Give asking for the quick pause, so we might have ourselves a very brief break. Yeah, they're trying to get the pause at the moment. Random Moira orb pausing, and there we go. Okay. So unfortunately, a brief pause actually on the side of oof. There we go.
Welcome back,
okay,
Dan.
so yeah, brief pause to kind of get this one started. Little bit of a possible tech difficulty on this side of White Give, it looks like. So take a brief moment.
His PC just couldn't handle the raw DPS he was putting out for his point.
Is this going to be another power surge?
Another power surge.
Do you have to install Overwatch again?
I mean...
Okay, no actual game restart necessary, though. Just a brief hiccup, but...
I mean, it is possible that you could at least restart the point. The game wouldn't show that it was 1-0, but you guys, they would know. It's a possibility, but...
Yeah. And low-key, I had a heart attack that my mic was off this entire broadcast. But no, I'm only just being told now that it was just for that second. So
Well, that's good.
panic averted as we get into this game. Let's dip right back into it as we start to try to get ourselves this first contest.
As Dan fades out of screen, he fades the transition.
Yep. Exactly. And Walla just opening fire onto this NYU squad, but actually it's going to be Mario taking down Couch extremely quickly into this fight. And again, a very quick flip right now, going in the way of NYU. Kingdom Heart kind of pinched by a couple bodies, and he's going to get himself picked as well.
See, NYU is doing a really good job here of every time they start to get a lot of pressure on the Saints, they're doing a lot of damage. They just kind of W key into them with Lucio's speed boost and really just take full advantage over it.
It feels like, I mean, you're probably supposed to implement this into every playstyle, but it feels very GOATS-esque, where one guy's down, now go.
Yeah.
Like, no, like, objective will come later. Let's just secure the kills. And especially with J Rinky getting a really quick kill, Crypt going down, and this is got ourselves another one.
NYU
looking, or NYU looking fantastic right
They're
now.
just walking into Saints Gaming here, and Saints have no answers for it. There's nothing they can do.
I mean, we've tried switching characters. We have ults on deck, but if we're going to have to rely strictly on ult-based fights, like you were saying, that could be a massive struggle here for St. Clair coming up. Unfortunately, this modified roster seems to be having a hard time today, but still appreciate that they're here, but we got to see something come out real quick if we want to get back into this game. And oh my god, how did you just delete a tank? White give, hello.
Called Doomfist and a Reaper.
Fair enough, and Walla gonna try and get one for himself, but pretty low health. That Wraithwalk isn't gonna save you. And sure enough, Mario gonna be right there to whip a boulder at him. We've got 2 ults on deck, maybe 3 or 4 by the time we actually get this fight started. I know Crypt just got his as we speak. Incoming boulder.
That's really disheartening to see.
Yeah, we're sitting at 88% right now, and it's gonna be, even if they get this, it's
big
one fight or
ultimate
nothing.
coming
That's actually
in
pretty
here.
sick. We've got 3 of them up in the air alongside of Coalescence, but somehow all of NYU are still alive. And I'm not sure if there's anybody on this point, or it's going to be Walla with the flank actually going to be able to at least touch it. And he does find J Rinky, and he's going to find Mario as well. Rain going down, and the rest of the NYU squad are finally going to get dropped, but it's 99%.
Yeah, this is a one-fight game. All NYU has to do here is they could feed for the next minute, get all of their ults up, throw them all at Saints Gaming, and this is going to be a tough one for St. Clair to really pull out.
Yeah, especially since they only have the Bongo as of right now, and then they'll have a Meteor Strike, but like you were saying, that's more mobility than anything, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, if Saints can get a good pull in here on maybe 3 or 4 members and get a good Doomfist ult on top of them,
it's going to be
could be good for them. But right now, it looks like the advantage is solely in NYU's favor. They've got them exactly where they want them to be for that Reaper ult, and
that is definitely brutal. That is so many members of St. Clair down. Just a matter of Walla, and that's going to be a clean 2-0 for game number 1 for NYU.
that is a rough way to start off game 2 after taking that that 0-2 loss in the first match.
Yeah, the shakes of game 1 seem to be going through, and
right here is just a key example of them they just hit W, they walk into them, they use their ultimates, they all were shooting at the same thing, and it's exactly what you want to see from a team of 6 people who've been playing together for a while.
Yeah, just got one, now charge, or even before they even get the one, they just charge at that one person.
Yeah, exactly.
Once they know they've got him somewhat low.
Like the second, basically, like when I like I haven't really played super competitively in this meta, but like I've played in like Dive, Goats, a bunch of other things, and when you're playing on a team where you guys play together a lot, you sort of build that like trust with each other. And sure, you have like one shot caller who's like, they have this all, let's try and do this, take this high ground, you know. They kind of micromanage the team, like tell them like where to go, kind of share information that they know for sure, or like what's going on in their head, and give like a general game plan. But once you're in that fight, a lot of the times, like really good teams, what happens is like you're all shot callers. If you see one person out of position and you think you can capitalize on that and people can come help you to get that kill, what you do is you just like out of position. And then if you have Lucio on the team, just speed boost and you just run at the person, and it's just a free pick.
I know the running meme was always that you just scream the character's name over and over again, but
Oh, yeah.
there's a reason behind it.
That
right?
happens. I mean, go listen. There's countless videos of professional Overwatch players, like in their VODs from like games. Like
Heck,
there's sometimes
even you from the times that you're on the team from last year,
Yeah.
the amount of times I've heard Ryan screamed into my ear,
Well,
like,
I mean,
I
it
could
was-
probably still.
it was goats meta. So
That is a thing. That's true.
you kill Reinhardt, you kind of win that. So if Reinhardt at least even steps 2 meters over where he should be, I'm going for that kill, because if you can get him down, that's a win.
Yeah, but that's the whole idea, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you scream it into their ear, they're gonna have to focus
yeah.
it.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Oh, that's not an excuse. Oh, you didn't
How
hear
did
me?
you-
Oh, you're
are
going to
you
hear me
deaf?
now.
Are you
Yeah,
deaf? We can make
yeah.
arrangements if necessary, but are you deaf?
Yeah. I mean, like, you guys at home, you're listening. My voice is not quiet.
No.
Absolutely not. Especially once I'm in game and I'm shot calling. Like, if you can't hear me, most people have to turn me down.
No doubt,
So,
no doubt.
anyways, looks like we're going to be going on to King's Row. Again.
Surprise level?
Surprise, surprise.
0.
Yeah, surprise level 0. I mean, the one thing that's nice about it, though, is I love watching that attack. As much as it's just the same thing over and over, there's just something, methodical to it. It's just like they get up to the high ground, they get that advantage of positioning, they go to point, they kill them, they take the point. And it happens pretty consistently.
Well, it's been giving us some good matches too. I remember, I think it was last week where we had the overtime. I know
Mhm.
when we were doing Bird's Eye, we were commenting on the Crips ult that stopped the overtime push from happening. Like it
When
was
he
just
got frozen.
yes, but that game in general, like it's given us some great matches,
Yeah.
and it is my favorite in the sense that like it just keeps pumping out these great matches.
Mhm. And I mean, if you go back to even September and you watch the very first games that these boys have played together
Mhm.
versus even what they're doing now, sure, they're not like, they're not out here winning it all. They're not, playing amazingly all the time, but there's growth. And that's what you like to see in these preseason games. And hopefully moving into next semester where we're really where the real games begin. Maybe we'll be ready for teams like NYU and Bronco Esports, and we can really, pull it together and start using some good team play to get those W's when it really matters.
Anyway, I mean, this game ain't done yet with Bronco.
Oh,
I'm
it's
sure we can
definitely
say
not
that.
done.
We still have one of our most played maps versus the Ultraviolets here.
Yeah.
Saints
All
could
I'm
definitely
saying
pull it
is,
around, but
if
I know what you're trying to get.
you
I'm
look
just
you
being-
look at that Oasis game,
Oh, yeah.
NYU looks dominating over top of our Saints here.
As of right now, absolutely. But
Yeah.
it wouldn't be me if I didn't give you at least a little bit of a hard time here on
Oh,
this.
absolutely.
Now,
And don't get me wrong, I have faith in the ability of our team here. I think it is very possible that we can take this map, but if they continue to play like they've done on that Oasis, it's gonna be a tough go for them.
absolutely. Now, this is the first time I think I'm seeing this skin. Let's go, Jump. This is a brand
Yeah,
cool looking Bastion.
That is a cool looking Bastion skin. I think it's the what the Bastion units like on the what's it called, that
the
fight
trailer?
against them, like the fight against the Overwatch people.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the bad Bastions.
Gotcha.
Like the null sector bastions. That's what I was looking for. That's the word. And there it is. There's that opening for them to drop down to the point and really take advantage of that positioning.
And Crip going to lead the charge and start the contest alongside Walla here. He's got them also pinched into the corner. There's even a couple low health bars.
Yeah.
But
This
Moira's
is something
gonna be
new
able to
we
keep her
saw
afraid.
last week, though, where they leave that Bastion on the high ground so that when they go to try and contest point, he has that angle on them still and can try and rain down some damage. But right now, this is just an even fight, one kill both ways. Bastion getting rocked here, going down low. And Lucio diving onto high ground, actually going to fall here to Walla.
Oh, it's
And,
unfortunate. He was going for that boot, but he did not quite get it.
Yeah, this is looking good for Saints here. They're up a couple people. They can go contest this point, really force them to really try and take back these this positioning here. But I don't think there's much they can do
this
in this
Reaper's
teleport
dead.
from Reaper. Like, what's he gonna do? You're just gonna get shot from Bastion.
And he's just got such a good positioning here. The Saints got the first tick on the board, and alongside this Baptiste ult, I'm sure JetBug's going to be able to just rain so much damage onto the NYU squad, just melting May.
NYU doing a
completely.
very good job actually of postponing this W from from Saints here, but Saints are just being super patient. They're taking the kills that they can get, and they're just they're really playing so that they can just capture these points.
I didn't even see their reset in the trees there. Nice shot, Jub, but slowly but surely, this is going to be captured for St. Clair with just about 2 minutes on the clock. We're going to get a couple more, though, of course.
I mean, realistically, St. Clair, we had one person die. So most of the ult charge coming out from NYU here is just going to be from, like, charging up normally. There's not a lot of damage they really put on to St. Clair. I didn't see a lot of people get very low very often. So hopefully the ultimate economy here for St. Clair is going to be a little bit better than that of NYU, and they can use that to really make these streets phase go by quickly and have a lot of time going into that S bend at the end that always gives teams trouble.
And that's a good start there for Crypt as he smokes Mario real quick. Jub pops the tank alongside Kingdom Hearts with the boost, and that is going to be a full team wipe there for St. Clair. That was perfect.
And NYU right there, they're like, oh, let's go super aggressive into the team, like somebody was out of position. But like I had just said, that ultimate economy from St. Clair, they just had, you know, the resources to take that fight the second that NYU tried to go aggressive. They really punished them for trying to take that playstyle they've had for the last map and into this one.
Jub in position just to open fire, but again, the overextensions. I swear I say this every week. And with the blizzard on top of it, this is going to look a little rough. Walla's in a good position up high, going to be able to dodge it. That's 2 members down right now for St. Clair, with a couple retreating more in the back. And there goes Coach and Jesse. So yeah, the chase is complete. They sent these guys pretty much right back home.
And just a dead Couch sitting on the corner.
Right beside
The tear running down his lonely robot eye.
Now we've got to switch over to Afara right now for Jub getting off to the Bastion. And this was a little rough earlier. During the Oasis match, this didn't exactly come into like much notoriety. Like, we didn't get to see it be that effective. Let's see if this game on Kings Row do any different. Right now, Venti going to be the first one to take the kill as Crypt goes down. Walla takes down Jarinki, but then gets himself a second one. Jub still flying high in the sky, but no one else is really going to be able to assist him there. Kingdom Hearts trying his dangest to keep everybody alive, but Ventinark is just on an absolute tear in this fight.
I don't know. Do you recall when I was talking about how that pharmacy combo, Sigma can just shield and really just remove the Pharah from the game?
Right, just direct it upward.
Yeah,
fine, right?
Yeah, the enemy Sigma did a really good job of doing that to Jub there, and ultimately that just made that fight a 6v4, and it was super easy for NYU to take control of that fight.
They were trying to get something cute, and we're going to counter ulti with ulti. As Ventinark goes down, Mario going to make sure that Jub blows himself up at least. But Walla is now on a tear as well. Crypt's going to pop an ulti as well. I think he's got at least 3 in this flux, and he's going to kill off Mario in the process. But before he goes down, Kingdom Heart does go down. Justy gets a kill himself, and then there we go. Crypt's going to clean up this fight, and we're going to finally push this thing towards that second point. Maybe not capture it, but close.
Such an interesting interaction when both of the Sigmas use their ults on each other. I don't know. There's just something about it. It's just weird. I feel like it acts a little weird somehow. I need to do some testing on that.
If
really
one Sigma is flying while he uses his ulti, does that make his ulti go longer?
That's the real question.
The answer is no, but anyway, for those who don't know, but all good. That's a flanking Reaper. Jub going to try and finish him off. He actually whiffed the punch. Then if you whip that punch, the Reaper is going to win that fight.
Oh yeah, every time. But I mean, Walla has his Reaper ult coming in here, so if they can really look for that Sigma to use his shift and take full advantage of it, it could be a big ultimate coming in here.
That Moira versus Moira ditto there. That was the most engaging battle I've ever seen.
You ever play those random 1v1s?
I have not, no.
They're when you get that Moira v Moira, those things last forever.
I believe it. Now, one thing that was kind of rough there for St. Clair, Coach just got dropped before we even got to the point, and it's not that they were that NYU was even defending aggressively, just somehow got picked.
Jussie just getting away by the skin of his teeth there. For sure he was going to go down.
Okay, so with 3 ultimates on deck here, this usually where the St. Clair Saints shine, as that Coalescence comes out and just plows through. Let's see if he can get anything. Wall is actually the first casualty in this fight. Jesse almost going down as well. He's going to try and keep everybody alive, but the Coalescence from Rain is actually just wrecking through everybody in St. Clair. We've got ourselves a minute 15 on the clock and a long way to push this thing still.
Yeah, this third point's looking rough. St. Clair started out this map very, very well, but this third point gave them some difficulty against Bronco the first game. So,
and they haven't even gotten to that S portion just yet. They're just
stuck in the choke.
Now they're just getting cute. I love this absorb here from Crips, though. He just basically got that entire thing. And Jub going to try and get the flank. He's got open season on everybody, but yet he's the one who's going to go down because of it all. They just turned and focused them down. Rain going to secure that one. And this is getting messy right now for St. Clair. We got Jussie on Ana now, but unfortunately, he's going to contest, but there's not much he can do as a lone Ana on the points.
Nope.
We've got 30 seconds now on the clock.
This is there's one more fight here. Luckily, we do have Beat coming into this to try and do something against their ults, but realistically, our offensive ults, we have High Noon.
Yeah, if he could somehow sneak around and get the angle to just essentially get the guaranteed play of the game kind of ultimate, that's one thing, but it's highly unlikely going to happen.
It's a big beat against their Sigma ult to really just remove that damage, but Kingdom Heart's still going to go down after the ult goes off.
If he's the first casualty in all of this, there is the Coalescence coming out. Jub going to find himself one. Walla on point contesting, but he is going to get blasted down by NYU's Reaper. And it looks like this is going to be it. We're going to barely just barely pass that second point on the attack.
Saints got to figure something out on defense here. If they can really pull it together and lower that time bank, even if they let them cap first point, I think they do still have a chance to pull this one out.
So my running theory throughout the season has been either it's a 3 cap or a full hold.
And you've been proven wrong twice today.
I've been proven wrong twice today, and I was just saying, like, I don't know. I don't feel the momentum right now for St. Clair to pull a full hold, and if they happen to give up all 3, actually, they technically don't have to. They just have to push it past that point.
Which isn't very far past that second cap. 13 meters past. That's not that far.
Yeah, and they definitely struggled during the match with Bronco Esports in the Streets phase, which is essentially everything they have to push through in order to get to that point. So hopefully some adaptation has been made throughout the break here as we go into the defending side of game number 2. Now or never here for St. Clair.
St. Clair have a hit scan right now?
Are they?
No, they have Reaper May.
Yeah.
I'll put money. If I was a betting man, there's a pharmacy that comes out right now.
That would definitely be irritating right now for St. Clair, since they don't exactly have a strong answer for it.
We'll get Crypt. We'll get to see if he can do as good of a job as the enemy team Sigma, really just trying to cut off that fair damage with the shield.
Oh, he had the right idea. He was already shooting that shield up as we were waiting. Let's see what the Ultraviolets decide to pull out. They're taking their time. It looks mainly grounded. That was actually a separated Barista if they want to try and chase this. Kingdom Hearts got the right idea, but in the meantime, there was a low health bar here on the point. I think Couch got kind of low, but he has been brought back up. Jub going to get the first kill, but he's almost going to go down himself. He does in fact go down, and that's a res coming out from Jarinki. So now we've got basically full strength. Where did that Bastion come from? He's on the statue.
Yeah, it's a cute little...
That's one way to do it, I suppose. Just a bit of a modified version of the teleport play. And this is going to be the first capture here. 1 point on the board for the Ultraviolets.
So the one downfall of what NYU does there is if everybody on Saints realizes what's going on and they really focus down that shield, Bastion needs to get out of there, because otherwise he's just going to take a lot of poke damage and he can just die really, really easy.
Alright, so just trying to contest him here under these arches. This little choke point can always be extremely irritating. Now Jub trying to get extremely aggressive there, going right into the team, but Coalescence is going to come out from Jussie up in the high ground, but I don't see very many people really getting affected by this unless Jub can clean this up. But it's actually going to be Couch who's going to be the first casualty here, as Venti's Bastion is coming through with the ultimate now. This is going to be looking a little rough. Walla barely going to get out with his life. And Ventinarg just blew him up.
Justin with the
instantly.
fancy footwork there.
I mean, we take that stall. Let's go, Jesse. But
Yeah.
still, that's 4 minutes and 35 seconds now to just barely get past that second point.
Yeah.
Perhaps a new methodology. is
Definitely
required.
a take a walk kind of moment here for St. Clair. But it is what it is. And Bastion's up on the high ground.
Unfortunately, there are no timeouts in esports, so unless there's technical issues, so it's a little unfortunate, and that's a big ultimate coming out.
Did
from
that
the
ult
Symmetra.
actually come out? Okay, no, the Blizzard did actually come
Blizzard's
up there for
out.
St. Clair.
But Bastion's on high ground, not being affected by it, and he just has free reign on the Saints there.
Yeah.
Not much they can do.
Do that wall bringing out the emergency tracer because it's contesting time, but we haven't exactly seen even the contesting portal that be very effective today. But let's hope that turns around now as we get to that second point. They are going to get it, I think, without contest.
And they're
As I
gonna go
say
to
that,
the
they
other
get
high
contest.
ground.
Who is on there? As I skim through, okay, Kingdom Heart was just trying to stall it out the best he can. There's only a
Oh, and a big
meter
pull coming out of the
50.
Bastion. If they can get this Symmetra down, there's a good chance they might actually be able to stall this second point out.
Yeah,
We're all
doing his
regrouping on a
damnedest, but
point,
he
just
does
got to make
get
sure they
focused.
can't push it out.
There's a Blizzard on
Crip's
there.
going down with ult.
Yeah, this is looking really rough right now. Jesse's pretty far. He's the Ana. He can't really do much point blank. And I
Yeah.
don't think there is going to be anybody available to contest this. Kingdom Heart's going to try alongside Walla. He's got his burst. Kingdom Heart just got smoked instantly. Walla is there, but even if he recalls, he gives it up. That is going to be the quick 2-0 for the NYU Ultraviolets. Definitely one of the rougher days here for the St. Clair Saints, but I cannot give NYU enough props. They did a fantastic job
Yeah.
here today on both Oasis and
Oh, big
King's
play of the
Row.
game coming in from Jub Jub.
That's good.
Honestly, after seeing that first map, I had suspicions this is how this game was going to go. But I mean, Saints put up a good fight. They did a good job of at least getting the cart pushed pretty far. But that defense on Kings Row, it was a bit of a struggle for them today.
Most definitely so. And I mean, after you go down in the fashion you went down the first one, I know I'd mentioned it a few times, but just trying to stay positive, keep
Yeah.
momentum after that is just extremely difficult.
Absolutely. Being in those situations before, you know, having a decent amount of experience on competitive Overwatch, it's hard. It's disheartening when you go 3 minutes even after you captured first point. You have a 5-minute time bank. Everything went exactly as planned on first point. You're doing great, and then you just hit a brick wall for 3 minutes.
Mhm.
And you've tried different approaches to team fights. You've tried all of these different things. It gets to you when you're just constantly losing and you're getting no progress. And I consider myself to be a very emotional player.
Mhm.
Not in the sense where like I get super upset, but like if I'm doing really well, I'm super energetic all
Right.
over the place. But the second we start doing poorly, you'll see me start to, you know, quiet down, and maybe that could be like a problem that Saints may be
No,
having. Who knows?
Probably could have picked it up with us even here on the cast, of course.
Absolutely.
Like we're trying to be as neutral as possible, but when we see this happen over, you may very well even see the sadness in our voices. But
As the assistant coach of the team, it's
Especially-
it's a little disheartening to see my boys, you know, not doing so hot. But at the same time, you know,
Hey.
it's a game, and there's got to be a winner and there's got to be a loser, and sometimes it's going to be us.
yep, and the positive about this is all still just preseason, so it's not like
Exactly.
you're eliminated from a tournament or out of a
No.
league or anything like that. It's more for, I think, seeding than anything, right?
Yeah,
So-
it's a lot for seeding, and I think the biggest benefit of it is, even though they say it's for seeding purposes, is that it helps because, like, since you know, with collegiate teams are constantly revolving. It's a revolving door. It's not like OWL or anything else where you find a good player and they can stick with the team for, you know, 5 years, 6 years. When they come play collegiate, some people have 1-year programs. Some people have 2-year programs, even 3, 4. Like even at 4 years, like it's not that long of a time for them to be with the program, and then you have to look for somebody new. So this preseason really lets them, you know, build a camaraderie, you know, become friends, learn how to play the game together. And I think the preseason is a great addition from TESPA.
Yeah, the only thing that does worry me is that I know for our program, at least here for Saints Gaming, is that we do another set of tryouts during the start of the winter semester.
Mm-hmm.
So if like
I mean,
someone else does show up that like is able to take a spot on the squad,
yeah, the
they're
chances
coming
of
in like
yeah.
cold.
the chances of like the entire team being switched out in January is
Oh, yeah,
is a
of
little
course.
lower. So I mean, like having to switch out one person, unless you're losing like a key player like a shot caller, it's generally a pretty easy transition.
Yeah.
That's quite common, I think, actually, even in like the competitive scene.
Mm.
It's like, oh, this one person got busy with life and no longer can play. Let's find another support player and fill his shoes, and boom, done.
Very true.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of Overwatch action, that is it for us here tonight. But if you have not done so already, be sure to follow Saints Gaming on all social medias as well as the channel, as there is constantly matches and constantly content getting pumped out here. I know tomorrow we've got our usual Smash Class weeklies, which have been pretty.
Don't miss that. It's always a good time.
They've been pretty sick lately. Some good turnouts and some hype moments, and
Yeah.
whether it's intensity or just silly commentary
Yeah.
or
I was gonna
whatever you
say
wish.
the commentary on the Smash Weekly puts mine to shame, like easily. Some of those guys, sometimes I'll tune in. They're
One
funny.
way or-
There's some funny guys on there.
There's some funny guys, but then there's some guys who are just like, oh dear God. what are you on here?" but it is what it is when you have to try and commentate while we're on a bracket. But regardless, in regards to Overwatch, hope to see us here again. I believe next Sunday. Preseason's still going, and
When does your bird's eye view preview every week?
every Wednesday, 3:00 on the Saints Gaming CA YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Thank you for allowing me to plug.
I mean, it's I think it's just a super cool thing, and I think anybody who really watches our content, it's definitely worth watching.
And we're always looking to improve, always looking to add new things to, like, not just Bird's Eye View, but the entire broadcast as well.
Yeah.
As if you're watching for a while, I'm sure you'll see some things change. Like even the commentator bar wasn't here before, but that's just a small thing. But
Yeah.
regardless, if you want to stick with us here as we slowly but surely improve our content and have some sick matches along the way, be sure to follow the channels, follow the social medias, and be sure to follow Austin and I here at our Twitter handles below to hear about our esports antics and other
I gotta
fun
start
things, I'm
using
sure.
Twitter a little more.
Twitter's an interesting
Yeah. It's been around for so long. Anyways, I'm sure you guys are sick and tired of listening to us.
I
At
mean,
least
if
me.
you've been sticking around with me since 5:00 this afternoon, you're a champ. But
Yeah.
anyway, we'll sign off for now. Austin, thank you again for hopping on the commentary desk here
Anytime,
with
Dan.
me. And we will see you guys hopefully tomorrow for some Smash Class action. I'll see you later.
Have a good night, guys.